Let's bring in our guest, still with us to discuss, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor, David Bruno. David, just want to get your general thoughts on this case. This is about attempted murder. I guess one of my questions might be, will intent be an issue? It is his daughter, but I think the intent was fairly clear.
Look, attempted murder is one of the most difficult crimes to prove, Michael, because the intended result arguably did not happen, right? And when somebody shoots somebody with attempted murder, where they shoot, they don't kill, there's always that argument, well, why didn't the death happen? On this particular occasion, though, they have it on video, so the jury's going to be able to see the choking and the strangulation, and it's not for the faint of heart whatsoever as we're watching. And what that means also is he was stopped. He was stopped by others, which can explain why he didn't actually kill her. And it sounds like, based on the length of the strangulation and the force of the strangulation, and that she was going in and out of consciousness during this episode, that he did inflict enough force to actually kill, if not stopped. That's the father. But the mother is going to be a difficult case, even more so, because she's not the one with the hands on, and they would have to tie her in with either the conspiracy argument, meaning that they agreed with the same purpose, because the conspiracy requires the agreement with the shared purpose, or an accomplice liability, meaning also she would have to share in the mens rea, the intent. So that's where it's going to be a tougher case for prosecutors on the wife versus the husband.
How much will religion play in this? Because again, when we talk about intent and proving intent, we have all the things you're talking about, his resistance, etc. But this idea of honor killing is not something that we're familiar with in this country, but we know does exist in other countries. So when someone threatens an honor killing here, you may say, whatever. But someone threatens it from another country where it's more common, you've got to show this jury that when they threaten that, they mean it.
Yeah, this is ripe for expert testimony, Michael. And I wonder which side is going to have the expert on this, because, look, it's not general knowledge. You can't just lob that in as prosecutors, making argument just based on sort of that terminology. This is going to have to be secured with a foundational expert to bring forth that background, and it may be challenged by the defense or whoever's trying to admit that as not sufficient scientific evidence for clarity.
Fair enough. All right, now before we go to break, folks, we have an update on